Okay, I think we're live. Let's see if this actually works. I'm starting just a little bit early so that, sorry, so that we can get any kinks worked out before the actual vlog starts. Not vlog, live stream. Let's see if there's sound and everything. Okay, it seems like it's working. Is it public? Yes, it is. Okay, update password, no. Okay, hello. Hello, Outdoors for Everyone and DJ Genki. Are you guys both here? Stats say that nobody's watching, but I don't know if that's accurate or not. So we'll have to just go. So I guess I'll just start talking. The Han Solo movie trailer looked good. It didn't look really good, but I'm also not like super excited about the movie, mostly because I don't know that much about it. But I thought it looked really cool. I'm excited because it's Star Wars, and Lawrence Kasdan is the writer, and I trust that guy to make a good, entertaining movie. Like, because his mandate for Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams was to make a delightful movie. And I thought they made a very delightful movie. So as long as they make another delightful movie, I'll be very happy. Okay, great. Looks like it's working. We can hear and see you. Awesome. So we got James Blackburn, Mark J, Martin Gerlach, which, by the way, while you're here, I need to know what Dicker Wickinger is from. Like, what does that mean? We got Esther Sugai, Mary Larrabee, Indy 302, Mitch E. Moo, Lucia Mueller, I'm gonna guess that's what it is, and DH. Okay, so I don't have anything specific to talk about today, but I promised a live stream, and I think I want to do it weekly. I've been saying that for a long time now, but I have not really acted on it. If it's all the same to you guys, let's just do every week, Monday at 6:30 Eastern. I said around 7. I started 30 minutes early today, which I'll talk about. Or I might as well explain that now. I'm going to see the movie Hostiles, or The Hostiles, with Christian Bale. And I know next to nothing about the movie other than that it's got Native Americans and Christian Bale in it. I like Native American culture. I like Christian Bale as an actor. And the movie was actually free because we had seen a bunch of the Ghibli movies, so we got a free movie pass. So we're going to see that. Hopefully it's good. Okay. Okay, great. So let's, and sorry about the cough. I don't really know how to set up the, actually, you know what? I probably can't set the limit. I'm gonna try to not cough. That's what I'll do. It's not gonna work. Let's get right into the questions. So we got Paul Waby says, you know I'm British, but I'm moving to Dallas in 2 weeks. What tips for a British person moving to the US do you have? I don't have tips specifically for a British person because I don't really know the British culture at all. I've never been there. But as far as moving to the US, I don't really have any good tips for that. I would say that try not to fall into the traps of what we have, especially like Dallas. I don't know where you're gonna be living in Dallas, but in the US, there's so much suburb that you're constantly driving everywhere. So the tendency is to like get lazy and just like, okay, I'm not gonna go do something interesting, or I'm not gonna go exercise. And there's a lot of fast food. So okay, this no coughing thing's not working. So don't eat the fast food, even though it's everywhere and it's super cheap, and try to stay active, because just the fact that you'll be in your car all the time will kind of limit your walking around and everything. Okay, is the stream frozen? Oh no, it's all right. Okay, so, all right, let me just make sure everything's still good, because last time we lost the mic. Okay, so it seems okay. All right, so let's just keep answering questions. Brian Winburn says, thinking about backpacking at Lake Monroe, camping at Lakeshore when it warms up, and doing some fishing. Interested? Sure. Just let me know when. I have yet to actually meet up with anybody to do any camping, so while I say sure, I probably, who knows what's going to happen. But I know for sure this year we're going to do a group meetup. That is going to happen. It might happen in December, knowing us, but it will happen before 2019. Okay, so Dicker Wickinger, nickname from a few years ago, something like Thick Viking, had 80 pounds more to carry and have a beard. Okay, well, there you go. I was really curious about that. All right. Lanny Mon says, how's it going? It is going well. Thank you. No one ever pronounces my username correctly. Well, what's the difference? Or like, what would they say? Like Mitch Emu? I don't know. I feel like that's not hard to say. That's weird that they mispronounce it. Okay. Do I miss my long hair? No, I don't miss it at all, actually. My life has only improved since I've cut my hair. So I don't know if, hold on, let me try to fix this mic real quick because I don't want to keep coughing in you guys' face like this. My screen's off. Okay, hold on one. Okay, I think we're back on now. I figured out a mute switch for this thing. Maybe I need to turn the bandwidth down a little bit. Oh, I can't change that midstream. Okay, well, hopefully this works okay. Let's continue. I've got a mute button, so whenever I cough, I'm going to mute it. Okay, let's go back real quick. Let's go through these real quick so that we can catch back up. Oh, man. Do you miss your long hair? Okay, any videos we can see that you've made for clients? There probably is. I'll try to find one and post those eventually. Do you ever solo camp? I've never solo camped before. I'd like to do that. How's the gimbal working out? Works out awesome. You're always super active. Have you ever had a down lazy patch where you lose motivation to do things? So that's the funny thing, is that when you guys look at the vlog, it looks like I'm super active because you only see the times that I'm super active. I actually feel like there's huge stretches of time where I'm super lazy and I'm not doing anything. And I'm always like, especially with the vlog, like you have to keep up with it every day. I'm like, man, I feel like so lazy. And I feel like people are gonna see how lazy I actually am. So don't get the impression that I'm the most motivated. I am motivated for sure, but the most motivated, and that there's not patches where I'm super lazy, there definitely are. Whatever happened to Willie? Willie lives at the neighbor who lives over there. He was an outdoor cat, at least. Okay, so the people who own this house, they're our landlords. They're also our neighbors. And they bought that cat to be like a pest control because sometimes we would get squirrels and chipmunks inside the house. And he was an outside cat, and that was working more or less for a while. But eventually he just kept going to other people's houses and they kept feeding him. So eventually they just took over, and now he's an indoor cat, and all I ever see is him inside peeking out, and he looks kind of fat now too. Okay, hold on. Let's pop down. I just want to make sure everything's still working. Okay, yes. Okay. We don't need to rush through these questions. Let's just answer them. Also, for those of you just joining, I'm going to be stopping right at 7:30 because I'm going to see that movie, The Hostiles, at 8, so I need to leave at then. Okay. Are your parents on you for not moving or finding a girlfriend? I'm 28 and my parents are getting mad, LOL. Parents don't care at all. They don't say anything about it. I'm not in any rush because my last girlfriend, like, that was enough relationship for a long time. So not in any rush right now. Nobody's forcing me or trying to rush me. And I don't see why you should. Like, it's your own life, man. Just like, somebody wants to rush you about something that is that important and that personal. I mean, people are going to, but doesn't mean that they should. Any plans to travel to Vancouver, Canada? No, but everything I've heard about Vancouver sounds amazing. It looks like an awesome place. Okay, James Blackburn says, how's the rest of the Adventure Archives crew? They're good. We're going to go camping this weekend, almost for sure. I don't think anything's really stopping us. How much bacon and eggs do you eat a week? I eat 2 to 3 eggs every morning. I don't usually eat eggs beyond that. I was eating 2 slices of bacon every day. So yeah, 14 eggs, 14 slices of bacon. I actually haven't had any bacon for a while because when the new year started, I said, I'm going to try an experiment where I only eat foods that aren't processed. So bacon, that's pretty minimal processing. It's just you cut it and you put some spices on it. But I haven't been 100% or anything like that. But besides cooking and adding salt and pepper and maybe some other spices, have I had any spices? I don't know. I'm a really bad cook. But I was just doing an experiment of like, you know, humans, we evolved to eat food that wasn't processed. There literally was no processed food. So what would happen if you just ate what was naturally available to a human? And I mean, that's like kind of like the idea behind like paleo and stuff. But as soon as you start processing foods, you got like a paleo cookie or something, it's like you're changing it so much, especially if you buy it like packaged, like does it actually still have the benefits of eating the food that we're designed to eat? So anyway, just meat, vegetables, sweet potatoes, that type of thing. Okay, is everything still working? Okay, any more dates on the Thomas trek through Southwest? No, actually we need to start getting on that. It's already February. I think that's gonna be happening in April or May though. Have you ever been to the Pacific Northwest? I have, but only, was that when I went to Seattle? I've been to Seattle many times actually, but never to actually like camp or backpack or anything like that. But I agree, it looks really cool. Like when I was taking the taxi from the airport to the hotel, like you could see Mount Rainier in the distance and all of these cool mountains. It was really cool. And a really strange, like, not strange, but like unique environment where there's all these alpine, I guess that's what they call it. They call it an alpine environment, but like all these cool looking trees and I don't know, I'm no botanist. Any plan of hiking, camping in New Zealand? No plans, but my buddy did a work visa. Maybe I talked about that in the last stream. My buddy did a work visa there and it sounded really cool. Did you find a winter jacket yet? I did not. What I want is, I want a recommendation from somebody who's owned one that they are like crazy about. Like if you ask me to recommend a phone, or here you go. If you ask me to recommend a microphone, I'll say the Rode VideoMic Pro because it is the best, like bar none. I wouldn't use another mic. The price is right. Well, depending on how much you want to spend, the price is right. But the quality and the size and everything, it's so good that I would recommend it without hesitation. That's the type of recommendations that I want. I put a call on Facebook. I was like, so you might have recommendations for a good down jacket. And then people just gave me so many recommendations, but I want what you have used and you swear by. That's the type of recommendation that I want. So, moral of the story, I haven't gotten a recommendation like that yet, so that's why I haven't gotten one yet. Okay, let's continue on. Let me make sure the stream is still good. Every stream is still good. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, where can I send Andrew a bug net compatible with his tarp shelter? Send me a private message and then I'll find a way for you to send it to him. And we can do that. Or send a email or Facebook message to Adventure Archives. And hopefully Thomas will get back to you. I say hopefully. It's like 90% sure. I'm planning on traveling to Japan soon. How is Japan navigating and communicating without knowing Japanese and without a guide? That is a good question because I've never gone to Japan without having either a guide or knowing Japanese. You know, I think it's probably not too hard. I think most places are like that. If you make an effort to speak some of the language and try to learn some phrases, like really that's all you got to do, man. When we went to Germany, now this is very different because like everybody in Germany speaks English from my experience, but we didn't know any German and we just used like basic phrases and did our best and it was fine. Japan people can't speak English. Like you will find plenty of people who speak really good English, but just like if you talk to a regular person on the street, it's not like a lot of places in Europe, from what I've heard, where you just talk to them in English and they'll understand you. But I would say, especially with smartphones now, if you get a internet plan or like a SIM card, like T-Mobile, you can do international data. So if you go with T-Mobile or you have like a SIM card already ready, like no problem, man. I think. Just do it. I think like don't be afraid to mess up. Just go, man. What do you do for a living? I edit videos and I make videos for a living. So usually, well, in the past, that's entailed like actual clients with video production. Like recently I did like some food photography. Before that I did a retirement video, did a wedding video. What did I do last year? I did a couple of videos for a big company. I did a couple of photo shoots for a big company, and it's all word of mouth. So I've had somebody else I used to work with, or I still work with him, but somebody I work with, he gets all the clients. That was my main client for a long time, and then it's been lots of little stuff too. So just now it's lots of little clients. And then recently Adventure Archives has gotten big enough that that is actually worth my time to spend just on that as an actual living. That's not actually making a living yet, but the basic gist of it is that what I do for a living is videos for clients and videos for YouTube. The vlog itself, that makes like very little money in ad revenue, nothing you could live on. But I'm actually thinking, I haven't talked about this anywhere else, but I'm thinking of doing a Patreon. The main thing that I've hesitated on doing it before is that I would feel an obligation to do the videos every single day if I started asking for any money. So my thought on that is, if I do launch a Patreon, I will very explicit, let me check the stream. I'm like paranoid now that the mic's gone out. Okay, if I do start a Patreon, then I'm going to very explicitly say, please do not donate unless you have the disposable income and you actually want to support it. I don't want to say, I want to explicitly state, like, when I launch this Patreon, the vlogs are going to be exactly the same. They're going to be released exactly the same way. The only thing it is to support them continually being made. So like I just want to keep the money part of that separate from the actual like enjoyment. Cause like, man, you know, it's so funny, like how much you have to be a marketer to be an entertainer as well. And I really don't like that. I just want to make a creative work that people can see or not see at their discretion. Like I don't want to force it on people or to be like constantly begging for money. Like, but you kind of have to do that to a certain degree. You have to like remind people and be like, oh yes, this is something you can support this, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, that's a very long-winded way of saying, what was even the question now? I don't even remember. But I also don't want people to double dip. So like if you're already supporting Adventure Archives, I don't want to be like, okay, now support the vlog too. Just if you have the extra money, go for it. But otherwise, it's just, don't worry about it. I've been doing it for 2 years without getting paid anything, so I can keep doing it. Oh, it was what do you do for a living? Okay. Do you guys use a drone? If so, what drone do you use? Yes, we do use a drone. It's the DJI Phantom 3 4K version. So it's the Phantom 3, but it has 4K capabilities. And it's a decent drone. It's a little too big. It takes a long time to warm up. And I've never gotten it to be perfectly level. Like it's always slightly off, so you have to zoom in a little bit and then level it out. And we should use it more. I think that's the moral of that. That's the moral of that story. Okay, also, welcome to everybody. I haven't said hello individually because I can't seem to talk for very long without coughing. But welcome. Thank you for joining me and us tonight. In fact, pause on the questions for a second, just so I can get through all of them, and then I want to do a question where somebody asks a question, and then I'll pick one of them, and then we all answer it, and I can pick out some other people's answers, so we can kind of have like a discussion more than just me talking at you guys. Although that is still essentially what this is. Do you have any plans for any more mountain climbing in Japan? The video from the other year was one of my favorites. There's no plans in the works, but I would love to do that. And I'm sure there's so many places, and like we could get Rob to come with us this time too, because I know he wanted to go, he just wasn't able to do it, but it's awesome. Okay, is there any new outdoor gear you are looking at or thinking about buying? Nothing, oh yeah, well I guess the outdoor, or the winter jacket. I'm looking for a down winter jacket that is like bulletproof, rainproof, 100 degrees, like, so like if it's 0 degrees outside, you're sweating. Like, that's how warm I want it. And I think it's about time, because I haven't had a proper winter jacket in so many years. R for Mac actually says you might want to leave 45 minutes early to get a good seat. It's at Flick's Brew House, which they have assigned seating, so we won't have to worry about that. This next trip is not the Patreon one. That one we're going to wait until Thomas gets back so that we can have him on there too. Not a question, but this got this Mad Grill. Oh yeah. Montbell supposedly has really good lightweight stuff. Have you ever been to Spring Mill State Park near Mitchell, Indiana? I have not, but I will look it up after this. What is the craziest stretch of work you've had working freelance? I didn't get any work all of January, and now this week I have 5 separate projects. I'm stressing. It was actually in December. There was this After Effects project. You could see it on the vlog. I was complaining about it, but man, it's just like, it wasn't so much that there was that much work to do. Well, no, there was that much work to do. It wasn't multiple clients, so it was just one client, and I was just like tearing my hair out. And I kind of swore after that one, I'm like, I'm never doing After Effects again. I'm just not cut out for it. I don't enjoy it enough. I'm not going to put in the time to get better at it. So it just seems like a huge waste for everybody's time for me to do that. Any plans to do Adventure Archives episode in a desert environment? Yes. There's no plans in the works. There's never any plans in the work. I mean, I think you guys know that by now. But desert would be awesome. Hopefully not getting bit by scorpions would be good. But I feel like that's so, all of those things, like people being afraid of snakes and, well, until I actually was in, I'm having like 10 thoughts at once. Some of those things are like really what is the word? Not overwrought, but people are more afraid of them than it's actually warrants. So like going into the wild, people are so scared of bears. I've never seen a bear. I've been out backpacking, like, how many times have I been backpacking? Probably been backpacking like 30 times, almost 30 times. Is that right? I don't know. Let's say 25, because it's at least 25, because if each Adventure Archives episode is one backpacking, we've done 23 of those. So I know I've done it at least 2 more times after that. But what am I even talking about? Oh yeah, the scorpions. I was worried about scorpions in the desert and that. Anyways, let's move on. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Do you eat the antibiotic and nitrate-free bacon? I don't think so. I think what I was eating was just the sugar-free. Maybe it didn't have nitrates either. But I don't know. Sometimes I would get the kind that was just like the straight-up pork belly strips. Those are really good. I don't know if I didn't get those more often, actually. Do you have plans to go back to Japan yet? We already covered that, but there's tentative things. So well, we already covered mountain climbing. There are tentative plans to go back to Japan maybe sometime this year, but nothing really worked out yet. I need to make a little more money. I haven't had money in a little while, so. What would be your if I won the lottery trip video? That's hard to say because I feel like I've never really thought about any place in the world being inaccessible because of money, which sounds weird, but I mean, I guess there is plenty of places that are inaccessible because of money, but yeah, I guess just off at the top of my head, Alaska maybe. I don't know why I said Alaska, but the place I want to go is Norway. Because I've always been interested in that, and just everything I've heard about it, it's like, sounds really cool. Nordic Track is the winter jacket brand to go with. I thought Nordic Track was that the exercise equipment from back in the day. Oh, I almost unplugged that. Okay, I didn't know Nordic Track made jackets. Darth Sidious says, I am the Senate. I wonder if that's Thomas secretly. Would you travel to Europe? Oh, absolutely. I would love to travel to Europe. I just haven't traveled to Europe. What initially turned you off from running the Zumba studio? The customer service. I hate dealing with picky customers. Like, it's so weird because like once you think that when you've paid, like, as a consumer, right? Or like somebody going in somewhere to pay money for something. Okay, everything's still working, right? You think that the people operating it know what they're doing and they have all the time in the world to do everything, but they really don't. Like, it's funny how everything needs to be done by an actual person. And especially for like a small business that was run by 2 people, just getting something like simple like the toilet paper restocked every day and the bathrooms kept clean is difficult, man. And I love teaching Zumba class. Love it so much. But everything else about running that studio, I hated. You have to do taxes. You have to keep track of things. You got to take money from people. You got to market. You got to get more customers. It is a nightmare. And that's one of my biggest things is pieces of advice. Is whatever you want to do in life, make sure you actually know what it entails. Because if you say, I want to open a Zumba studio, I'm like, okay, great. Do you like running a studio? And if you say no, then I'm saying, don't do that. Just be a Zumba teacher. Because that's probably what you actually want. You don't want to run a studio. That's, whew. Okay, I gotta spend less time on these questions. Final thoughts on GH5S. I would really like to use it. The lack of this stabilizer, although I don't use the stabilizer that often, when I do, and it's like that handheld, it's so smooth, that's kind of sucks, but it would actually be more useful than the GH5 because when I'm vlogging in the house, I always need better low light performance, so it would be good. Sorry. Also, quick thank you to everybody who are giving the kind words, like Nicolo Nemesis says, I want to thank you because you helped in a negative period of my life, and you're welcome. I'm glad they could help, and thank you to everybody else for watching. Okay, let me skim through these and make sure. All right, here we go. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So I can catch up here. No problem. What's your thoughts on Monster Hunter World? Monster Hunter World is awesome. I love it. I also love the old Monster Hunters though. So this is so I played 4 generations, and now this is the 4th one that I've played. So I feel like now I finally really know what I'm doing, and they streamline some things, but the game is still super convoluted and complicated. So like if you're just jumping in, it's gonna take a long time before you know what you're doing. But once you do, it's so much fun to just cut those monsters and hit them with hammers, and I love it. How many hours of your day do you spend procrastinating? I don't really procrastinate. Like if there's work that needs to get done, I get it done. Like procrastinating is like painful for me. But just being lazy and not doing anything, oh man, I don't know. Well, today was an exception. Today I did a lot of work, but I mean, there's some days where I don't do anything. I'm just like, the only thing I do is just, if I make a vlog, then that's pretty much the only thing I've done that day. But I don't know. I mean, like it really depends, but wasting time, I'm good at wasting time. I try to waste time on things that I really enjoy though. So what feels bad is when I've just wasted time like doing something I don't like doing, because I don't know what else to do. That doesn't happen so much anymore. It's usually just like when I'm playing on YouTube, it's playing on YouTube that I really enjoy. Unless I'm sick, in which case I just hate everything. Which this past week when I was sick, that's what it felt like. I just like, I don't want to do anything. So I'm going to go for another 30 minutes because William McKean asked. We're going to go till 7:30. I might be able to go a little bit longer than that because I should have plenty of time. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so let's finish watching let's finish answering the questions and then, okay, so let me just put it out there now so that we can start getting the questions in. Ask a question that you were interested in hearing everybody answering, not just me. So we don't want to get like political. That's the easiest question you could ask where everybody would be interested. But maybe like something like, what is your favorite season and why? Because that, or like, what's your favorite memory from winter break? Or what's your favorite memory? That's a good one. In fact, I'm just going to pose the first question. What's your favorite memory from a break that you've had, like a winter break, a Thanksgiving break, summer break, spring break, whatever? I'll tell you mine after I've read some of you guys's. Okay, but let's continue to finish the questions that we had here. Current game you're playing on the Switch. Well, let's just pull it up and find out. Oh, the Seiken Densetsu collection? Yeah, I was playing Seiken Densetsu 3. Man, what a gorgeous game and what incredible music. I used the music from that game, well, one of the songs from that game, in the vlog the other day. It was that one with the orchestra. Oh, you guys couldn't see that because of the glare. Oh, no, you could. Okay, great. Man, such great music. What is your favorite type of music? Video game music. 16-bit Super Nintendo music. That's like, well, orchestral music too, but, well, that's instruments, right? So if you mean genre, it's kind of hard to pin down because I like lots of different, or like especially video game music, it covers so many different genres, but it's like the instrument style is often very electronic. You guys know what type of music I like, just like the music that I use in the vlogs. And well, actually lately I've been using a lot of jazz in the vlogs. I didn't realize that I liked jazz as much as I did. But I guess I don't like the kind of classic jazz that a lot of people like the John Coltrane's and the Miles Davis, where it's, for some reason that never really appealed to me, but something like, what did they call it? It's like more, I don't know, but one of my favorite bands ever is called the Lydian Collective. Their type of music, I think that's classified as jazz, but that music like speaks to me. Okay. Yeah, A-Films1 says winter jackets are probably going on sale soon because it's near the end of the season. That is good news because I think I can wait it out just a little bit more and I'll get a super warm one. Okay, Canada Goose down parka. I've heard of Canada Goose before. Do you do wedding videography? I do. I've done 3 weddings now, and I usually do them with Andrew because I can't shoot them by myself, but I kind of swore after the last one. I'm like, I'm only doing it if we charge the actual going rate, because the ones we've done, we've charged such a small amount of money. Like, I'll just tell you guys, we charge $1,000 for 2 people to do a wedding video. And those were good videos, man. That is not enough money to charge for a wedding video. So like, if I do one, I'm gonna charge the going rate, which I don't even know if this is going rate. This is probably still cheaper, but I want to make at least $1,000 from that video. So I would, if I was filming with Andrew, we'd have to charge $2,000 minimum. But anyways, a wedding video, yes. Did you ever continue tinkering with electronics? Any interest? Yeah, I would, but it was kind of like when I was tinkering with the PlayStation, I had a very specific goal in mind. The actual tinkering with it itself is super fun, but I haven't had anything that's like piqued my interest. And it's also been really cold, so I can't get in the garage. Any plans to hike the White Mountains in New Hampshire? That's what NH is, right? No, that sounds cool. I mean, I need to write all of these down at some point. Mark J says, do you care that I have a crush on you? I don't know if care is the right word, but thank you. I'm flattered. Is it worth it to get the Switch now? I mean, if you haven't already gotten a Switch, then the games on there probably don't mean enough to you to get a Switch, so you could keep waiting. But if Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild haven't made you get a Switch, then nothing coming out in the next whatever is going to, you know, entice you enough to actually buy it. Oh, this is a good one. That's a great one, man. Okay, let me copy paste this. He says, I'll talk about that one in a second after we talk about the winter break one. Not winter break. Okay. Oh, Jordan Howard. He said, what is your favorite season and why? Yeah, exactly. Okay. I spent the first 4 hours. Oh, this is a great point. I actually want to talk about it. I spent the first 4 hours of this new year dancing to really good funk music at a family party. It was a funky, splendid time. You know what I don't have enough of in my life is dancing for the fun of it with other people who like dancing for the fun of it. So few people in my life, like off the top of my head, yeah, I think my mom is the only other person I know who enjoys dancing just for the fun of it as much as I do. And I don't do it nearly, I almost never do it. Besides for Zumba classes, like, I need to get back into that because it's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so I'm gonna post in the chat just to make sure I'm still live. Am I live still? Okay, yeah. I wonder how far back the stream is. Oh no, okay, there's a favorite winter break. Okay, so let's talk about everybody's favorite moment on break. So, okay, oh, these are good. So that's what Owen Powell, I'm such an idiot. Owen Powell was answering that question. Okay. DH says, one fall break, my mother and I rented an SUV and drove from Arizona to Oregon. I assume she means Oregon. Through Highway 1. And why did I say she? DH could be a he. I don't know. Through Highway 1 in California and explored the beaches and the redwood forest with our 3 dogs. That sounds amazing, dude. Especially like the redwood forest. I've never been there. Or have I? Wait. The place my brother and I went were those redwoods or were those sequoias? Those were sequoias. Redwoods are different, right? Those are the bigger ones. I would love to go there. Especially I saw like a National Geographic a long time ago that showed like a redwood and then like a tiny person at the bottom. Looks really cool. Okay, so Serena Davis says that her favorite moment on break was seeing Half Dome in Yosemite. Okay. Is Half Dome something that you can climb without like climbing equipment? Okay. Esther Sugai says, favorite memory on break, playing music with Italian musicians at a small club in Trastevere, Rome. So lucky. Oh, so are you a musician, Esther? And what do you play, if so? Music is an interesting thing because it is actually, well, maybe it's not, but at least in Western, well, no. In modern civilization, I kind of feel like music is almost a universal language because emotions and feelings will translate without any words. And you could show it to any, or you could play a piece of music for anybody in like a civilized system. And when I say civilized, I mean like a city or like a modern society. Not saying like people who don't live in cities or whatever are uncivilized. Well, by definition, they're uncivilized. But anyway, the playing music is like universal, and you can play a song for anybody that has a specific emotion, and generally they'll have like the same emotion. Okay. Do you have a? Let me just quick ask this question. Do you have a forum or discussion channel where the AA community can talk about anything? No, but we should get on that because that would work. Oh, that's funny. Oh, so Barefooted Cambodian says, I've been living with you and your vlogs for so long, I'm half expecting sweet transitions on this live stream. Wow, these are difficult to answer all of these and still keep talking. Okay, so summer break, we're back to the break question. Let's do a few more of those. So summer break, BK says, summer break with family, we decided to do a deep sea fishing experience. 3 hours out and one of the engines blew up. Took 5 to 6 hours to limp back. It was horrible. We joke about it now. Bad experiences will always be better in retrospect. In fact, they will be good experiences in retrospect. And when we went rafting, one of the people who like owned or operated the company or whatever, she was talking about how there's type 2 fun, where it's only fun later on after you can look back on it and laugh, but at the time it's miserable. And it's like one of the most accurate things ever. Okay, let's keep answering. I find these super interesting. Oh, and Esther plays flute and also composes. Play with a group that performs live soundtracks to old silent Asian films. A lot of Ozu films. That is super interesting. If you have music I can use for the vlog, I would always be interested in using that. Okay. Jordan Howard's favorite memory is driving from Ontario to Alberta through the States. Saw Mount Rushmore, North Mississippi River, and a giant buffalo on the way. That sounds like a great break. Also sounds like a long one. See ya later, Dicker Wickinger. Okay, so yeah, that's the break question. If anybody else has any good ideas for questions, we can go through those again. Let's just go back to the regular questions. Start on the last one that I saw. What do you enjoy more, camping or hiking? I would probably say hiking, just because you get to see something new like every couple of minutes. Like the actual camping, that's really fun because you get to hang out and, you know, eat and do all that stuff. But the newness of, hold on 1 second, sorry. Reposition these windows. The newness that you get to see, is the newness a word? It almost sounds like not a word. The new environments and sites that you get to see at every corner, and it's constantly changing, that really appeals to me. So I would probably say hiking, just off the top of my head, but they're both great. No, I would say definitely hiking. Yeah, because especially if I'm at a campsite for too long, I start eating too much food and it just like turns into lounging about all day. Okay, do you still have your bushcraft knife Andrew gave you? Do you ever use it? I do still have it, and I do use it on occasion. I was actually using it as my package opener. But I recently got a pocket knife for Christmas from my cousin, and I've been using that as my package opener, so now it's kind of fell to the wayside. And plus, I've never sharpened it, so it's the one Andrew gave me, I've never sharpened, so it's like really dull. Diana Hammond says, do you have a girlfriend? I do not have a girlfriend. Not really looking right now, but it's like I don't meet that many people. I think that's the main thing. If I met more people, I might make more of an effort, but right now, I'm good. I'm good. Why did you cut your hair? You should have cut it into a mullet first and wore it for a few days. You know, that's actually a really good point. I should have done that. Cut my hair just because it was time. Like, the long hair was always just an experiment, and I always planned on doing something with it, never did. So I cut it back to the way I like it, and I really like the way it looks right now. And it's very comfortable. Have you ever been to a rave? No, I have not been to a rave. And I don't even know how to go to a rave. It's kind of like my dad used to always joke. He was like, I want some drugs, but I don't know where to get them. So yeah, maybe it's kind of the same thing. Same thing, I'd have fun, but I have no idea how I'd even go to a rave. I mean, you guys have seen the vlog, dude. You know, that's like, I like dancing a lot, but I'm not sure I would thrive in that type of environment. Okay. Oh, so you can climb it. Okay. So you can climb Half Dome. You need a lot of water. Oh, yeah, because you can't fill up. Oh, Trails We Hike got permits for July. I'm looking forward to that video. Very good. Did you get a chance to look into creating posters from episodes? No, I didn't. But as soon as you said that or asked for that, it was you who asked, right? Jen W. I told the other guys, I was like, this is merchandising that I could get behind. Because the big thing is like, when it comes to t-shirts and selling like trinkets and gadgets and all this stuff, I've always said, I was like, look, if we're going to sell any of that stuff, like especially t-shirts, then I want to actually make money off of it. Because if I'm going to sell my soul to sell people crap they don't need, then I want to actually make money. I don't want to just like spend all this time making these t-shirts and then not make any money from it. But selling posters like of actual images, that's something that I actually myself would want. I think is really cool. It's actually creative, and I wouldn't mind making money off it. It wouldn't have to be too expensive because printing paper, well, I mean, we'd have to order in bulk, but I'm sure we could find like some sort of Vistaprint or something like that, that we could print some posters and they would look good. We could make a nice little profit off of them, but it wouldn't like break the bank for the people who are buying them. And I would actually feel good about selling those. So that is something we very likely will do. So thank you for the suggestion. I think that's like a really good idea. Like posters, it is a great idea. Plus, it's not like an ego thing. Like if you put our logo on a t-shirt, just like Adventure Archives, and I just feel kind of stupid about that. Like I don't want people walking around camping and hiking with our logo on it. Like it just seems really, it seems opposite of what the whole message and tone of the show is, where it's like this, let's get back to nature, let's just enjoy the simple things, and then it's like, well, let's also like hawk our wares and then like try to get people to watch the show. And man, that's the dichotomy you have to deal with in modern life, man. It's like you still have to eat, so you still have to make money somehow. And if you're not willing to promote yourself, you got to find some other way to promote yourself. Okay, anyways, do you need a permit too? Yeah, I wonder if he's talking, Maestus001 says, do you need a permit too? And I'm assuming he or she is talking about Half Dome. I think you need a permit, probably. Okay, Chris Prouse says, I'm a little late to the party. What's your favorite Adventure Archives moment and why? Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, it's probably got to have to be Hanson's Point and Red River Gorge, because we literally found that place by accident. We're at our campsite, and I get up first, and then there's a dude who's suddenly walking out from the bushes that I didn't even know was a path. So like, this is the trail, this is our campsite, and then there's another path, there's like a path of bushes. I didn't know that path kept going. So we came in, we hiked at this place, and then suddenly I'm just standing there, and suddenly a dude comes out, and I'm like, what the? And he's like, oh yeah, I came from Hanson's Point. And I was like, what? And I was like, what's Hanson's Point? He's like, dude, you gotta go there. I saw the sunrise, it was amazing. So, Brian was still sleeping, so unfortunately he missed out on it. But I was like, Andrew, apparently there's Hanson Point, we gotta go out there. So we're just going through, we didn't know where to go, and then we kept running to people. I was like, so is Hanson's Point here? And he's like, yeah, you just gotta keep going. We just kept going, and then finally we got to it. Just, it opens into this amazing, beautiful, just like, that is like the reason that I backpack, is to be able to see stuff like that, and then to be able to stumble on it was just like such an amazing feeling. And it was so, the video kind of captures how I felt actually. But just the fact that it happened for an episode was ridiculous. Like, oh man, but speaking of that, Japan, when we got to that hot spring, like we were going downhill for just what seemed like hours and miles. We finally got to the campsite, and you could see it in the distance, and it looked like a little RPG village in the distance. Oh my God. So amazing. Oh God. Okay, no, I think that maybe that one's my favorite, is when we got to that RPG village in Japan, the home of JRPGs. And then that was an incredible, in fact, yeah, Japan. When we got to that little RPG village, so good, dude. So like right now, I'm like so happy just thinking about it. Okay. Okay. Have you ever considered van life or bus life? Okay, that's a funny one, because last year my goal was to travel a lot. I was like, man, I kind of want to be a travel vlogger. I think that would be awesome. Just constantly traveling, just like kind of like a nomadic lifestyle. And it's like I did so much of it last year that it was weird. The latter half of 2017, I was just like so worn out. I was like, I just want to be at home. So I basically spent like the last 5 months of 2017 just like at home. You can watch the vlogs and see, but spent so much time at home and it felt fantastic. So I would consider doing a van life or bus life, but I feel like I don't know if I could do it full time. I'd have to do it as just like a stint. Oh, Patrick Clifford says that his best break ever was hiking in the Hoh River Trail in Olympic National Park. That sounds amazing. I don't know why that sounds amazing to me. Oh, I love the Olympics. The Olympics are starting pretty soon. Winter Olympics I like more than the Summer Olympics. Now, I like them both, but the Winter Olympics especially, because like I have memories of watching the Nagano Olympics in high school. God, or no, middle school. And so much fun, dude. Just like staying up late. I remember Johnny Mosley was doing the moguls, and he got the gold medal, and it was like I was staying up late watching. I could barely keep my eyes open. It was so much fun. Have you ever tried rock climbing before? I have not, but oh no, I have. But just like on a rock wall in like a galleons or something like that. But I really like it. I would actually like to do that a lot. It'd be really fun. What's your favorite comfort snack? Mine would definitely be, if salty, it's olives, and if it's sweet, it would be cherries. Man, that's a good question. Because I mean, I like all of them. I'll eat any type of snack. Well, back in the day, it was cereal. So I would eat cereal like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if I could eat only one food, it'd be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cereal, or bread. I really like plain potato chips a lot, actually. Just like plain salty. Like my favorite brand is the Kettle brand. This is like any of their flavors are amazing too, though. Yeah, chips. Let's just say chips. Not the British chips, the American chips. Do you guys do any car camping? Not anymore. We have done that before. What is your favorite type of entertainment? YouTube videos. I just love the immediacy of it, the liveness. Like, it's weird because back in the day you had live TV and movies and TV shows. And those were really your only options as far as like screen jokes. But what did I say? Screen jokes? I was reading joke when I said that, if I just said that. Screen shows. No. What am I talking about? Okay. Favorite type of entertainment. Back in the day, you had TV shows and live TV shows and movies. But now you've got so many different options. What I like about YouTube is it's still produced, but you know who the creator is, and it's live in the sense that you get a new video like every couple of days or every day. So like checking the YouTube feed, my subscription feed, and seeing who's posted something new, and like the feeling of seeing your favorite YouTube channel post a new video is so much fun, man. Like I look forward to when, especially like the longer form ones, post something. Like Gaming Historian's one I watch. He's not one of my favorites, but sometimes he'll post these videos. Like he posted a Tetris documentary, and I was just like so excited to watch it, and I watched it all day. It's so, I love YouTube. It's definitely my favorite. Any plans to do a trip in Alaska? That one might happen like within the next 2 years. Like probably not this year though. Earth and Signet says, you're in Indianapolis, just use Tinder. I mean, when I want a girlfriend, I know that I have all those apps to use. I just really don't want to. I think I talked about this in the last stream maybe, but I like my freedom. And it's not so much that having a girlfriend would restrict your freedom, but I just don't want to answer to anybody. And that sounds like a very selfish, bad thing to say. That's kind of like, I don't want to burden anybody at the same time. Like, it's not just I don't want anybody bothering me. It's like I want other people to have to rely on me when I'm not feeling up to doing something. Anyways, that's just off the top of my head. Just don't worry about that. Any plans to do a meetup down in LA before Thomas makes a trip back? We didn't have any specific plans, but we should do that. Try to remind me when I finally finalize those plans. I'll mention it on the vlog. Raves are just like concerts. Just buy a ticket and avoid the dickheads. Drugs are optional, especially for someone naturally positive like yourself. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about raves as having drugs. It was funny that my dad always said that. Landy Mon, oh, see you later, man. You've probably already gone to work, but... any decisions on where you guys are headed during the road trip? No. But I think Thomas has a general idea of where he wants to go. We're kind of just letting him plan it. And I don't really have anywhere specific. It's kind of funny, man, especially now that I've started the vlog. I guess that's almost 2.5 years ago now. But since I started the vlog, I don't care where I go, what I do. Being able to film it and document it, for whatever reason, is something I love doing so much. Like, somebody can invite me like to the most boring place on earth, and I'd be like, yeah, I'd love to film it. So I'm looking forward to it just for documenting it. I don't even care where we go. Oh, okay, this is a great question. William McKean says, do you guys keep Adventure Archives predominantly G-rated because that's naturally who you are as people, or because you want to show to appeal to a wider audience? When we first started, we were wondering what we should do. Should we say the things we would normally say? Because I've talked about this before. I curse all the time. Like in the vlog too, I don't curse at all. And not like in a vulgar way, but just like they're useful words, and I use them all the time as useful words. I don't use them as like offensive words or to like hurt people. But we were wondering, should we keep that in the videos or should we take it out? And just for whatever reason, we decided to not keep it in. But I'm really glad that we didn't put them in, because we've got so many messages from people who watch it with their families and with their kids. I cannot tell you how surprising that is to me, that people watch it with kids and kids actually want to watch it, and that families watch it together. Like, it's weird how positive the viewership and audience of Adventure Archives is. I didn't really think about it one way or the other when we were making it. I don't think any of us thought about it. We were just like, let's just make this thing that we want to see. It was just what we wanted to see. And I think like the tone kind of came about naturally, because it was just like how we felt about nature in general. Like when we went out there, that show is kind of like a reflection of just how we feel about nature and backpacking and hiking and all this stuff. It's not like a specific intention. Like there's no intention behind the way it is. It's just kind of like, well, I mean, there's intention for sure, but what you get on the screen, it kind of would just came out naturally. So we aren't naturally G-rated people, but the tone and feel of the show, that is more or less just how we are as people. So there was maybe it was a little bit of both. We definitely wanted it to appeal to I can't remember now if that's specifically why we did it. But at some point we did make the conscious decision we're not going to curse on it, and it's not going to be vulgar. So I don't remember exactly now. Hopefully that answered the question, but yeah. So there was a little bit of both. We definitely wanted to make it appeal to a wider audience, I think. And the G-ratedness and the tone of the show is kind of just who we are in general, although we do curse and say plenty of ridiculous things that are not appropriate for work or for families. But you don't see any of that on there. Same with the vlog. The vlog was a conscious decision because, yeah, actually, no, the vlog, when I first started, I had ones that I never released to the public. It was like when I was just posting it for my Facebook friends, the vlog, I would just say whatever came to the top of my head. So there was cursing in that, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think I said enough about that. Are you playing in a b-ball league? Do you have videos of you dunking on fools? Please vlog on that as well. Not playing in a league. I'd like to get back into it. I joined the gym, and as always happens when anybody joins a gym, is you go for the first few weeks, and then you're like, whatever. And then I wasted $80 paying for 2 months, and then I canceled my membership. So maybe I'll get back on that eventually, but more likely is that I'll just start teaching more Zumba classes. Any thoughts on the Continental Divide Trail? Okay, so I'm going to stop answering the questions on all of the trails and where we could go, because I promise you, you guys are more knowledgeable than I am on all those things. I have not planned a single trip, and I don't look up any of those things before we go, specifically because, well, probably specifically because I'm lazy, but also I think it kind of helps to not really know what to expect when we go. So anyways, thank you all for the questions about the different places. I'm going to try to keep the vague questions about are you going to go there to a minimum, unless it's someplace we actually will go. So like if you hit the jackpot, I'll mention it. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure everything's still working. Everything's still working? Okay, good, good. Any updates on the February meetup? Did we say there was going to be a February meetup? If I said that, I apologize because we have not planned anything. Although I've kind of been out of it because I've been sick, but maybe we'll still make a February meetup happen. I promise a meetup will happen this year. And Cumberland Gap, oh, to answer the previous question about the voting episode, I think Cumberland Gap might have won, but I don't remember. Tim Watson says, have you read Ready Player One? As a video game aficionado, I'm assuming you have. Thoughts? Okay, so I have read Ready Player One, and I thought it was one of the most poorly written books I've ever read. Like, it was almost like, I mean, I don't want to dog too hard on the book, especially if you liked it. It kind of felt like a high schooler or a college person wrote the book, like just the way it was written, like, and then Sally said this, and then Sally clumsily fumbled the book or whatever. And the actual plot was okay, and I read it from start to finish, and I thought all the references and pop culture stuff was fine. But just like as an actual exciting book, I just like, and a well-written book, I can't say that it was well-written or that it was a really great book. But I probably will see the movie just because I'm curious. Any plans on... Oh, I said I wasn't going to answer those. Okay. Okay, so Earth Instinct says, I've been really wanting to do one of these live with Andrew. Is there a chance that can happen? I could definitely make that happen. So Andrew doing it on his own, like, you can bug him about that and maybe you can get him to do it. But I can't, like... I can force him to do it. So next time I'm over there, I'll force him to do it with me. Well, we've done it for Adventure Archives before, though. So there's some... Maybe you can find it somewhere on the channel. I don't know. How close did you ever come to quitting your vlog? I've never come even close to quitting the vlog. The closest I've come to is being like, oh, maybe I should do this less often or come with the schedule. But like, whenever... That's just like a wax and wane of motivation. Whenever... Which one's wane? That's the down, right? Or it's wax. I don't know. Whenever my motivation dips, that's when I start thinking like, oh, maybe I should do this on a schedule. Oh, it's 7:33. I'm going to have to stop really soon. Whenever the motivation dips a little bit, I'm like, ah, man, maybe I should like just do this like twice a week, 3 times. Never that little, actually. I was like, maybe I should take weekends off. But then motivation comes back. And then every time I make a video, that like strengthens the motivation, especially if I make a good one. So that I've never come close to quitting. What is your favorite Tragically Hip song? Wyatt, I'm going to be honest with you. I've only ever listened to one Tragically Hip song, and that's probably one that you linked to me, and I can't remember what it was now, so I don't know. When's the next Campfire Chronicles? It'll be this month. We're going to definitely do one a month. What is the last TV series you watched? Oh, good question. Oh, Stranger Things, season 1. It was okay. It probably would have been better, but it was so overhyped that when I actually watched it, I was expecting like a miracle, and it was just a good show. It wasn't a miracle like I expected. So, it is not mandatory to have a girlfriend/boyfriend. I feel people forget that the whole thing is optional, so don't feel bad for not wanting one. I totally agree. Totally agree. Why is Brian usually not in as much footage as the others? That is, I think it's kind of like Brian's personality. He's like more of a laid-back dude, so he's not as eager to be a ham as me and Andrew are, obviously. But yeah, and then also Christopher Williams, Brian is always sleeping, that's why. I think that too. Where's Thomas? Thomas is in Never Never Land. Do you and the guys ever go on trips together and leave the cameras behind? We have not since Adventure Archive started, and we probably should. We probably should do that at some point, but We haven't done that yet. Just to like remind ourselves that we're like, we can actually go camping without the intent to film. Like that's probably a healthy thing to do that we should do at some point. Yeah. What happened to the podcast counterpart of the Campfire Chronicles? I don't really know what that means. Oh, the phone podcast. I think we just forgot to upload those. I can do that though. I will try. I'm gonna write it down. But I totally forgot that was a thing, so we would just upload the videos and forget that. But I'll write it down. Upload podcast CC component. Okay. Oops. Let's knock that over. Okay, any trails? Okay, no, I wasn't going to answer those. I was wondering if you have something against DSLRs or do you just prefer mirrorless for whatever reason? Okay, so I'm going to stop at 7:45 on the dot no matter what. So we got 9 minutes left. I'm going to try to get through these real quick, so if you have any last minute questions, please ask them, and also thank you for watching. I want to remind everybody, thank you for watching. Do you have something against DSLRs or do you just prefer mirrorless for whatever reason? The main reason is that you cannot look through the viewfinder when you're using a DSLR and recording. So like if you're out in bright sunlight and you need to look at it, you have to look at this screen. So like if the sun's too bright, you're screwed and you can't check focus. But if it's too bright, you can put your eyeball right up to that on mirrorless cameras and look through there. That's the main reason. The other reason is just that DSLR is like, they usually don't do 4K. Like Canon is like bafflingly against 4K. And 4K is essential to me. Like not doing 4K to me is like somebody doing standard definition now. Like somebody doing 480p now is as crazy to me as doing 1080p now. Like 1080p, I can't see how people can't see the difference. Like it's night and day. So anyway, I need 4K. Okay, what role does Brian play? Brian, he actually doesn't do too much of the editing, or he doesn't do any of the editing. He does help with the narration though, and he does he helped with the narration on the last one, and then he helps a lot with the music too. But I think Brian in general, he just doesn't have as much time to work on it. But it's always been kind of me and Andrew spearheading it, and so he just doesn't do as much on that stuff. How do I bug him or Brian or Thomas? You're the only one accessible to the AA channel at sea. You know, I've thought about that before, and I feel like we need a better way to get everybody. Well, I mean, maybe they just don't want to be bugged as much, but I do like that there is the vlog that I can always communicate with you guys about it. Like, even if it doesn't reach everybody on there, I feel like you have a direct source to talk about it. So they do have public Facebook pages, I think, that you can send them a friend request, but I don't know how often they check those, so you could try that. But if you do have a question, I won't be offended, like if you ask me to get to them, so feel free to just do that. But that's not a great solution. Maybe I'll tell them to be more active or something. Have you ever collaborated with other musicians on the music for your episodes other than drums? No, and I'm hesitant to do that because there's a lot of musicians, so I don't want, especially with Adventure Archives. With the vlog, like I welcome all collaborators as far as music goes, but Adventure Archives, like the music is so defined. The episodes are kind of defined by the music that we make. So like me and Nathan, we go back since high school, and we know each other's musical taste really well, so he's like a perfect fit for to help with the music. So I don't know if I'd ever bring any outside musicians unless it was one of my two favorite bands. Like if it was the Reign of Kendo or if it was the Lydian Collective and they say, can we use your, if they were willing to collaborate and let me put one of their songs in the episode, I don't care. Like even if the other guys were against it, like I'm doing it anyway. I must do this because I love their music that much. But yeah. Do you guys disagree much off camera? When it comes to like the people like are really curious about this. Like, do we ever fight? We never fight, okay? Like, the closest we get is like a well, I do yell at Andrew sometimes, like, but like, when we filmed this last wedding, I mean, I shouldn't have yelled at him like this, but I yelled at him for missing the ring shot. he was doing the telephoto and he missed the part where you put the ring on and the camera's all shaking. And I was like, dude, why even make a wedding video? In retrospect, I feel really bad about how much I yelled at him about it. But in general, we don't, so sorry, Andrew, but in general, we don't argue about much. And like even stuff that we argue about, like the episodes, it's always like just arguing to make it better. It's not that like we think each other's stupid. It's just one person has a taste for one thing, another person has a taste for another thing. But especially like when camping, I don't remember arguing ever. I can remember one time me, Thomas, and Andrew were arguing about something. That was kind of funny. I was kind of just on the fringes of it, but those two, they kind of got at it. But those two always are, those two are like, they were really good friends growing up, so they were more likely to do that. Thoughts on Altered Carbon? I don't know what that is. Is that a Netflix show or is that some sort of new thing? Do you accept donations? I was talking about that earlier in the vlog, but I'm thinking about doing a Patreon for the vlog. I'll get more into that later and when I actually decide to do it, and I'll talk about it in the vlog. But yeah, I think you can actually donate through Super Chat. I think I just turned it on. Please don't though, because I don't. Well, I mean, you can if you want, but I'm about to end in 4 minutes, so I'd feel bad if you Super Chatted and then I immediately stop the stream right after. But next time you can. I will donate if you have Thomas Livestream here with you. Okay, I'll call Thomas. Do you get tired of having to go get the camera and the four of you walk away? Actually, getting the camera is no problem. The only thing I hate is setting up the tripod. The thing is so heavy and it takes so long, and oh man, just how heavy our tripod is. We should make it, you know. You guys should sell AA t-shirts. Did I already talk about the, oh yeah, I did talk. Okay, so I wasn't sure where we were at. Yeah, okay, so, but we're probably gonna start selling posters of like scenes from the episode because I can get behind that, but t-shirts I don't know about. Yeah, and I think setting up a Discord server is something we might do, but man, you know, I don't consider, okay, we've got 3 minutes left. I'm gonna get through this real quick, I promise. I don't consider myself at all technologically illiterate. In fact, I consider it very much the opposite. I try to stay on all the trends. I usually know what the latest meme is, like, to the best of my ability. I'm not 13 anymore, and these 13-year-olds, they come up with them so quickly. But when I use Discord on the iPhone, I'm like, who designed this thing? Like, how do you just send a simple voice chat invite? Or like when I use Snapchat, the first time I used Snapchat, I was like, how? There's no buttons on the screen. Like, what are you supposed to do? And it took me so long to figure it out. And also, I don't like Snapchat. I found that out really quickly. Okay. Did we get through all the questions? Just about. Thank you, Alex Tessman, for the kind words about Picture Rocks. Oh, man, great idea. Tim Lawson says you should make a calendar. That's a good idea. I like that idea a lot. John Benter says, have you ever thought of doing an episode where everyone wears tan pants but Thomas? So, the next April Fool's video we do, this is a spoiler, but we're going to impersonate each other. So like, somebody's going to dress up as me. Well, they're going to have long hair. It's kind of out of date now, but they're going to have long hair. They're going to impersonate me, and then one of us is going to impersonate Andrew, one person Brian. And of course, we'll do Thomas too. Man, that is, yeah, but doing all tan pants but Thomas, that'd be really good. Okay. Okay, last question. How come most of your vlogs are indoors? Would love to see more vlogs of you out and about town. Okay, so the end of last year, I just was inside all the time, and I was just staying at home all the time. And I actually want to get outdoors and do vlogging. Like, it's such a simple thing. I can go out and show my town that you guys know nothing about, and it'll be new to you every single time. I just don't take the effort to go do it. So that's kind of like a goal I have in mind that I'm going to start doing more and more of. It's just, I only started that goal like at the beginning of January when I really renewed my energy on the vlog, and I've been posting every day very consistently until I got sick. But where was I going with this?
Oh, but the weather has been so cold that it's been without a winter coat. That was the big reason I wanted to get a winter coat, is like I can actually go outside and do some outside vlogging and do something more interesting than just me yammering at the camera, showing you guys the same place over and over with this terrible lighting in this room. So yeah, basically, so what we'll end with today is that I'm definitely going to be getting out more for the vlog and doing, you know, outside. Like, there's so many cool things I could show you. I could do drone shots every day, and I could go out and do this, and they don't have to be that long, 5 minutes or whatever. So that's a commitment, not a commitment, that's a goal that I have for myself to do more often, is to find more interesting locations for the vlog and do more things like that one vlog that I made titled The Odyssey, where I went to Morgan Monroe, and then I just did like a 10-mile loop, and I vlogged the whole thing. It was a 30-minute video. I thought it was very interesting, fun to watch, although that took me literally an entire day to edit, so I couldn't do those like every single day, obviously, because the next day wouldn't have a vlog. But I would like to do more videos like that. I haven't done one since that one, which I don't even remember when that was. But anyways, okay, one more thing. I used to live in Indianapolis. If you can make that area seem interesting, props to you, man. Okay, there's one more thought before we leave. There was the stream didn't end, did it? Okay, it doesn't end on a thing. Okay, cool. There was a, what's it called? Like some Google thing where it showed what do people search for, and it says, like, why is blank state so blank? So the one was, why is Indiana so depressing? And it's so funny because for me, I grew up here. I think Indiana is just fine. Like, I don't think it's exciting by any stretch of the imagination. If you're somebody who likes nightlife and all sorts of interesting stuff and newness and like progressiveness, this is not the place, and I very much understand that. But as far as like comfort of living, man, it's like there's no place as comfortable as this, dude. Like, there's no traffic, everything's cheap. I live on a dead-end street, so there's no cars going by. Like, if I hear a car, I know it's the mailman. I just really like how, like, as a home base, it's awesome. But as like a destination, it's probably one of the worst places in the world. So, but I do pride myself on making the mundane seem interesting. So I think I'll be able to make a vlog around, or vlogs basically around the place that will be somewhat interesting to watch. I mean, they're not gonna be as exciting as like going to China or Japan. But with that, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Like I said earlier, oh, I really gotta go. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna get on that Patreon stuff soon, vlog tomorrow. Leave a comment on anywhere if you had more questions that I missed. Thank you for watching. Let's end it. How do I don't even know how I end it. I click this button. Okay, thank you.